When you're at the Olympics, you only have one thing on your mind. Let's get this award ceremony started by taking a trip all the way back to ancient Greece in the land of togas. This is where the first Olympic Games were held. Now back then, the games were a lot simpler, with events ranging from running to wrestling and even discus. Originally starting in 776 BC, they were held every 4 years, a tradition that we still use today. The winner of these ancient games would receive an olive wreath, which, okay, yeah, it's not as cool as the medals we have today, but sometimes the athletes could go on to win unique prizes, from horses and fancy vases to statues, citizenship, or even a seat on the ruling council of their home. When the modern games began in 1896, medals started being given out. However, instead of gold for first place, the winner would walk away with a silver medal and an all-important olive branch. The runners-up would receive a copper or a bronze medal along with the laurel branch. The prizes evolved and changed over the years, but eventually the National Olympics Committee decided to lay down some rules and guidelines for future medals. They would have a diameter of 60 millimeters with a thickness of at least 3 millimeters. A not so fun fact is that the gold medals aren't actually made of gold. After 1912, every gold medal has been made out of 92.5% silver with 6 grams of gold plated onto it. The silver medal is a similar composition, minus that gold plating, but the bronze one is actually just copper, as in the same stuff that's in the electrical wiring going throughout your house. So if that not gold medal is new to you, pace back with a thumbs up. Everybody knows how hard it is to win a medal, but how much would it cost to make one yourself? Using the dimensions and materials that we discussed earlier, our homemade gold medal would cost roughly $820 in raw materials. Our second place silver medal, that one rings in at $450. Now what about our third place bronze one? Well, that one definitely cost a few dollars less at only $4 of raw material. Now I know what you're about to ask. If I wanted to make my medal out of solid gold because hey, we're feeling classy tonight, how much is this going to cost me? So gold today sits at around $59 a gram, and the medals have roughly 500 grams of material. So if we do some quick math, our solid gold medal is going to cost about $30,000. Now in the 2016 games, 307 gold medals were awarded. If the games gave out solid gold medals to each and every winner, it would cost almost $9.2 million. So why spend $9.2 million on those medals? Well, we can go and spend it on, let's say, a bunch of adorable mascots instead. So now we know that these medals aren't worth that much in materials, but just because they're cheap to make does not mean that they don't hold a lot of value. Like any piece of sports memorabilia, who the medal belongs to means a whole lot more, especially when it comes to the auction block. Long jumper Ivan Pedroso's 2000 gold medal was estimated to sell for 20 grand. But when it went up to auction, it completely blew past those expectations and sold for $70,000. On the other hand, we have a medal belonging to the legendary Jesse Owens, sold in 2019, and that one reached, wait for it, $615,000, or over 12 times the average annual salary of an American household. While this is a truly insane amount, it is nothing compared to the $1.4 million that Owens' 1936 Berlin Olympic gold medal sold for in 2013. This is the highest price tag of any Olympic memorabilia so far. Jesse Owens is an absolute legend with a truly amazing life story. If you would like a video all about him, let us know with a comment down below. Or if there's another Olympic star that you'd like a video on, be sure to tell us in the comments as well. We have a few famous Olympians coming up later in our video, so be sure to stick around. No matter whose name is attached to that medal, at auction one can expect to see about 20 to 50 grand for a gold. Silver medals typically go for 10 to 30,000, while bronze medals generally sell for less than $10,000. However, silver and bronze medals that belong to iconic athletes can sell for more than some golds due to the nature of auctions. It's time for halftime, so let's cover some Olympians that had notable careers after their athletic journeys had ended. Starting off, we have Philip II of Macedon. He competed in the Olympics of 356 BC, and I think we can all remember how that one played out. But for those of us that were a little busy at that point in our lives, he went on to win the flat race as well as the 4-horse chariot for multiple Olympics. Now, he's also notable because not only did he go on to become the king of Macedon, he also set the stage for his son, who you may have heard of. His name was Alexander, and supposedly he was pretty great. If we skip forward 2,200 years, we arrive at the 1912 Olympics, where George S. Patton competed in the debut of the pentathlon. Back then, he was still a junior officer and hadn't chased Pancho Villa yet, much less smashed the Nazi lines. He was still busy riding horses, shooting, sword fighting, and running really far in the Olympics. Moving just a little closer to modern day, we have Joe Frazier, who won the heavyweight boxing event in its debut at the 1964 Tokyo Olympics. He actually only got to compete on account of the original US competitor having an accident and getting injured. So Frazier, who was an alternate, competed in his stead. After winning the gold with a broken thumb, he went on to have a very successful professional boxing career, peaking with the fight of the century where he beat Muhammad Ali in Madison Square Garden. After his boxing career ended, he went on to help promote the sport, becoming an author and a coach. Now, who could forget Bruce Jenner? Potentially the world's greatest athlete. After dominating the decathlon, Jenner went on to have sponsorships like Wheaties, competed as a race car driver, started his own business, was absorbed by the Kardashians, transitioned into Caitlyn, and is currently running for the governor of California in the 2021 recall election. Now, outside of those few notables that we mentioned, there's also many Olympians that went on to become senators and members of the House of Representatives. Nothing represents an athlete's work and devotion quite like walking home with one of the iconic pieces of sports memorabilia. Those years of training and sacrifice for a medal that's not even gold. Now, I just have to know, what is your favorite Olympic sport? Be sure to let us know in the comments down below. Also, while you're there, be sure to smash that subscribe button for more content like this. Once again, for the Financial Fixation, I'm your host Dominic, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.